All right, second half of chapter 28 in the exercises, and so let's keep going with this. So we here start with Simon, and this is a little bit of a tricky. What do we do with autos? This is a what we call an adjectival intensive, so Simon himself, and Simon himself was believing. This is an imperfect. He was believing. And this is Simon the sorcerer in Acts. So Simon himself was believing, and here is our aorist passive participle. After being baptized, and here we have the footnote says he followed after. He was following after Philip, and this grammatical construction takes a dative as its object. So he was following after Philip. After being baptized, he was following after Philip. And then here's a present participle. Beholding the signs and great power. So beholding, while beholding the signs and great power, or because he was beholding or because he was seeing, might be a way to inflect that. But here's your present participle. Here's an aorist passive participle. And that's number 7. Number 8. This is apokrinomai as an aorist passive. Here we have a nominative feminine, thesathen. So after answering, his mother said, no. Rather, and then this is kaleo, klethesatai, he will be called Ioannes. So he will be called, third singular, that's a future passive with the thes there. That thes is the future passive tense formative for kaleo. So a couple forms that look familiar. So like we've memorized apokrinomai and apekrithe. That form might look similar in that way, but he meter autu is the subject. This is nominative, and so the mother said after answering, no, rather he will be called John. Okay, let's do number 9. Idon. This is interesting. Idon. What verb is this? And this is where roots come in handy. The root here is id, right? And we talked about harao. Harao is id as a, adon is the aorist form, but id is the root. And here we have an example of an aorist participle of harao. So after seeing Jesus from afar, he ran. So he, whoever the he is in this case, and I think this is like a demon-possessed person. He ran and bowed before him, and crying out, after crying out, phone megale, in a loud voice, he says, ti emoi kaisoi, literally, what to me and to you. And this is an idiomatic way. You'll oftentimes see this translated as like, what do you have to do with me? It's basically the idea, what do we have in common? What do you and I have in common? So sometimes you'll hear, what's it to you? Or something like that. What to me and to you? Like, why are you seeking me out? And then he refers to Jesus, and then the vocative is a direct address. Son of God, Jesus, Son of God, Son of the Most High God, I should say, the Most High God. So after beholding Jesus from afar, he ran and bowed down before him. And after crying out in a loud voice, he says, what do we have in common, Jesus, Son of the Most High? So there's a good example of number 9. Okay, and then number 10. Let's finish this out. Jesus is our subject. So after answering, he was saying, teaching, while teaching in the temple. So this is kind of an interesting little beginning part. So after answering, Jesus was saying while teaching in the temple. How do the scribes say that the Christ, the Messiah, is son of David? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Is the son of David. David himself, again, an intensive there, David himself said by the Holy Spirit, he said, the Lord, and then we have another quote. So we actually have a couple quotes here. He was saying while he was teaching, quote, how do the scribes say the son of David? Who do they say he is? And then David himself said by the Holy Spirit, quote, and then he quotes, Psalm 2? The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand, until I place, at my right hand, until, whenever I place, until I place your enemies under, and you can read that footnote, under your feet. And that's a quotation of, I believe, Psalm 1 in the Septuagint. So there's a good example. There's more finishing that out in chapter 28. So hopefully that is helpful as you work through these.